thank you. I want to invite now to join us. Thank you for the deaf silent clapping. Michael Parker, the headmaster of Newington College. And hello, Michael, and thank you so much for listening and hearing what everyone's got to say.
Oh, it's been fantastic to listen.
Well, I just want to let people know your background is in arts, law and education, and you've taught and I think been deputy head at Cranbrook, and we're glad you've come over to the Uniting Church now, but you've also been at Eton. So you became a little bit famous when something was published in the Sydney Morning Herald that I think you distributed in your school community, but of course it appeared on the front page of the Sydney Morning Herald. But I'll just quote what I understand is your view, and I would like you to speak to the adults who are listening who are just not sure about children striking, even if they care about the climate. But you believe that you support students making up their own minds on such an important issue and choosing to act with the permission of their parents. And now you're the principal of Newington College. Tell us, as a principal, how did you get involved in this, and how have you discerned what your role is, both as a principal, as a parent, and as a citizen?
That's right, and I think those distinctions are really important. As a citizen, I can go and march where I want to, or think about and support the issues that really matter to me. And I should say, as a citizen, climate is the number one as well. As a father, I think about the future for the next generations. But as a school principal, and I'm speaking as one of hundreds of school principals, there is that sense of you've got to do something that is right for the community and for all of the people in the school. And I think what's interesting about a school is that when you go to an assembly, almost everybody in it is going to be living into the 22nd century. So you can't say, oh, I'm just thinking about till 2040 or 2050. So when you put that lens on, you go, well, really, the climate and having a planet to be on in 100 years' time is something that should be, I absolutely understand, is critically important for the young people in front of me. So if they then say, I want to go to that strike. Now, of course, this was back in the days where you could go to the Domain and physically go in Sydney. To be able to say, as long as you've got your parents say so, absolutely, that's, we support you too. That place is where you should be, rather than in one more history lesson or one more maths lesson. So,
and your own daughters, you were happy for them to go?
Yes, as a parent, I gave my daughters permission to go from their school, a different school, but it was about saying to our boys, if you want to go and you've got your parents saying that's okay, we don't just sort of grudgingly go, oh well, you're not going to turn up. We actively support that decision that you and your parents have made.
As I understand it, this all began for you when a group of Year 11 students came into your room to put the case. I mean, is it an important moment in your life, that moment, in a way?
Yeah, it was a really good and important moment. It's not like at the age of 51, I wasn't a naive, I've just heard about this climate for the first time. But it was really good for them to say, we don't just want to have to put a note in, we want you to support that decision as well. And they really knocked back arguments that I had, and I'm not exactly devil's advocate, but I did try to push back a little bit on there is school, and particularly, why don't you go on Saturday? And what happens if there's another issue that turns up next year and the year after that? And they had really, really good answers for them. And given I noticed that most of the people in the audience are my age or older, so it might be interesting to hear what their arguments were, which was the argument about Saturday was, well, it's not a strike if you go on Saturday. What sort of strike's that? And the answer to, well, what if you want to go on a march about something else the week after, and the march the week after that? Their response to that was, but in the last couple of years, there hasn't been any of those marches. It's not like there's been a new march every week. This issue is so important to us. It's I'll use the word, it's an existential issue. It's about your existence on the planet. So they saw it as a one-off one of, you know, the most important issue, and I could absolutely see that and understand that. So
thank you so much. We so appreciate you coming here tonight